I just don't know what to do. I go from my audio being too low to my audio being way too loud. Alright, so today's video is not going to be as impassioned as the last one. We're going to talk about how much research do you need to do to publish a book? How much research do you need to do to get into the book industry? And how much research should you do after you're already in the industry and to avoid being like a lot of these other fucking people? So I'm going to start with the last one first. How much research should you do? Because it's already like in the forefront of my mind because it's what I'm doing now. How much research should you be doing once you're already in the industry? I meet a lot of people who they can't admit that what they're doing isn't working. So instead of it being them, instead of it being their method, it's the industry. And we make the industry to seem like this, like it's an entity, like it's a person, like the entity is just sitting there in a corner, like yeah, no, but it's not. It's an invisible concept. It's a fake concept. It's a construct in our mind to describe every single individual person that plays a role in this. So you need to research that shit. You need to like snap out of whatever type of see no evil, speak no evil, hear no good advice, speak no good advice, see no good advice bullshit you guys be on. Because it's like, I've had fallen outs with people. Because I want to talk about advertising, talk about proper ways to promote your book. And they just keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. Like, I completely understand that you probably make some money selling 35 cents books and Facebook groups. I believe it. I just know that there are better ways to make money. That's it. So it's not a matter of your method not working and not working for you. It's just the fact that there are better methods. You know, like there's a separation between, I don't see James Patterson in any of these Facebook groups. I see a bunch of like random fucking people. and then it makes you seem this is like it's overly like crowded or like there's so much competition. But if everybody's here, it's like I don't even know how to give you a metaphor to describe it. I'm just gonna keep describing what it is. But if everyone's right here, all you really gotta do is navigate away. So if everyone's here, if all the authors are gathering here, you gotta understand that what's happening is that all the readers are running away, you know? So print books, bookstores was a huge thing about 20, 50 years ago, maybe hundreds of years before that, quite honestly, because ebooks didn't exist. So everyone's rushing to get print books, and printing's expensive. Printing enough books to get your book out there the way it really needs to is very expensive. So the industry was the industry. The guy in the fucking corner. You see the guy in the fucking industry. The industry. I'm sorry. So the industry was controlled by whoever had the money to print and produce these books. You know, Jeff Bezos comes along, makes KDP. He makes print on demand. All these other people start doing print on demand. All these other people start doing print on demand. And now, fucking ebooks. And now, Bezos does the ebooks on his Kindle. Now Barnes & Noble's has a fucking Nook. You got Kobo. What the fuck is Kobo? You got all these other people that do do you see it after a while? Like one person has an innovation and then someone trails after and chases the innovation like every single time. Like lemmings, like fucking lemmings. And your goal is to be the eagle. Eagle eats lemmings. So you see these people, fake people, blah, blah, blah. Hey, want to do a review for review? They buy your book, you buy their book. They make 35 cents. You follow my advice. You make your 70 cents. You make twice the amount they make. They leave you this stellar review. You give them an honest review, give them some feedback. That person gonna love you forever. I'm not trying to be facetious. I'm not trying to be manipulative. It's real. If someone's in a Facebook group trying to promote their book, they got no idea what they're doing. Like, and I mean a specific way. I don't mean, because there's people that I do this too. I mean, because I wouldn't, if I wasn't in the Facebook groups, you know, I wouldn't know what was going on. I wouldn't know it better if I wasn't in the Facebook groups too. But, you know, it's difference between being the conversation starter and then trying to hijack someone's conversation to promote your book. Like, no one likes that. Like, I don't feel like anyone fucking likes that. Unless the post specifically says, like, drop your link here. And I just feel like that person just wants to feel popular for the day. You got all these fucking book, like, and every time he does, like, it goes from, like, 1 or 2 book links, like, okay, maybe I'll read 50, 70, 150, 256 people that made a book that no one fucking read. So, how much research should you do? It's like, you gotta research marketing. You gotta research. Right now I'm reading a lovely book, Counting for Dummies, for books, but also for just, I love that series. I can't say series, like franchise of books. Is For Dummies like a franchise? I don't know. Sorry, I've been getting bit up by fucking mosquitoes, man. My ankle is so goddamn itchy right now. I'm trying to focus, but my ankle is so itchy. Researching accounting. I just read Investing for. It's under a stack of like other books that I don't want to show you because I don't want you to see how messy my desk actually is. I don't know, just a lot of stuff. Maybe I could pull. I'll try to pull books at the bottom of the fucking. Let's not pull the one out in the middle. Let's pull the ones from the bottom. That's smart. Reading Atomic Habits right now. Reading, you know, that's the secret sauce right there. If you saw it, you saw it. If you didn't see it, you ain't getting no sauce. That's alright with me though. That's your problem. You need to pay better attention. But the saying that, it's gonna sound cliche, but it's like, it's the fucking truth. To be a great writer, you have to be a great reader. You know, like, what's the point of you writing books unless you receive value from books yourself? If you truly want to be a successful author, even just, like, I got a lot of books from my friends. You know? Paradise Taken by Omar Gonzalez, great book, great writer. I have his first book on my shelf. Maybe one day I'll just go through my bookshelf. I don't know. Probably not. But that's another part of the game too. Doing review for review with people. Your friend's an author. You're an author. You guys can keep each other eating like that. And that's real talk, you know. It's gonna sound the book pyramid scheme. It's the ACN of fucking books. But if you got like 4 friends for real, you guys start a book club just with that. Read each other's book. You each just got 4 reviews. So, yeah, like I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Because I've been doing it long enough, and a lot of the shit I've done, a lot of shit I want to do, but a lot of you motherfuckers are too stubborn and just too, like, a lot of you niggas are just haters, you know? And it's like, I appreciate what everybody's doing. I really love what everybody's doing. But with that, I can also identify with, like, I'm not getting the energy back that I'm giving out. If I'm being an innovator, if I'm being a creator, if I'm starting organizations, I'm starting groups for you guys, and then you steal my fucking ideas, talking shit behind my back. I invite someone to a fucking show. You gotta research the people you deal with too. Because it's like, a lot of you motherfuckers just, like, I think the last one I mentioned web novel. And it's like, I don't fuck with web novel because I've researched web novel, and according to what I've researched, according to what I saw for myself with my own eyes, I don't want to fuck with it. You know, it's like, it sounds cool for some other people. I've had them reach out to me. I was going to kind of write a book for them, but I just didn't feel right. So, like, some things flow really easily. We'll talk about writer's block eventually too, but some things flow really easily when it's meant to be good. I'm working on a new book now that I start writing today. I'm already 2,000 words into it because it's just coming. It's just flowing. It's there, and it's something that's meant to be. It's something that's meant to exist in permanence in reality. And I'm researching stuff. It's kind of like a medieval, ancient times type of thing. I don't have like a specific time period for you quite because it's an alternate universe. So I'm trying to like figure things out. But it's definitely like 1400s, like early Assassin's Creed type days. Maybe even like the 1100s. I don't know. I don't know if I want to go that far back, but like 1400s, about 1100s, you know. But with that, there's a lot of things that I have to research. There's a lot of things that I do not know myself. And I would never have known on my own. I would never know, what did medieval people call a bull? Was it a bull? Was it something else? I don't know. You research it. You don't like, as in life, as in all things you do. If you want to know something about somebody, you don't gossip about them behind their back. You ask them, like first-hand research. You ask, and if you're the type of person that can get through the Maya of it all, and by Maya, I mean delusions, illusions, just kind of like, it's kind of your schema, your ego in a way. If you want to like get that meta with the idea of spirituality, but the Maya, the illusion, basically is your schema, basically is your perspective, is your ego shit. So the way you see it corrupts what it actually is. So you do research whenever that gets in the way of things. So if you're dealing with a certain company or a certain publisher and you're not sure whether or not that publisher is legit, research it, look into it. If you're a new author and you don't know how much to charge for your book, go to the bestsellers list on Amazon. Like, seriously, like, whatever genre you want to write in, the best thing you can do before you put pen to paper, or if you already put pen to paper, it doesn't matter if you started or didn't start. Just start writing, and then worry about everything else, and then research as you write. But don't wait to write. I guess that's the major point I wanted you to get at too, is that don't wait to write. Don't get so caught up on being complete, depending what you're writing. If you're a fiction writer, then take that with 20 scoops of sugar. That's your Frosted Flakes for the day. Is that advice that I just gave you? Is do not wait to write for research, because the writing is more important than the research if you're writing fiction, because the historical accuracy of it all, it's like you're gonna find stricklers for that. You're gonna find people that call you out for that. But as they call you out for it, you can just fix it. If you do really good within your beta reading, your alpha reading, your ACRs, or you do really good at editing yourself and looking over what you wrote, because you can always just keep a note for what do medieval people call bowls, or what is a medieval spoon, or what's that is it a secretariat or is it a secretarian? It's secretariat, but whatever. You don't have to like get caught up on that on your own like time. You can leave a note. You can leave brackets for yourself, parentheses, because you should read yourself over again. I think maybe that's a huge issue for some people with the editing component and aspect of it, is that maybe they don't read their own work over again. And my motto is like, if I can't read my own work, no one else is gonna read it. If I don't like it, who the hell is it? I made it. If I don't read it and I don't like it and I can't read it, if I can't have a viral experience with my own books, no one else is gonna have an experience that they want to share with other people or promote with other people. And sometimes the best form of research, go back to the former point, to be a good writer, you have to be a good reader. Honestly, reading can do that for you. Sometimes just reading in your genre, like, I wanted to get better at writing romance. So, one, I interviewed a lot of romance authors for my ship discussions, and people that were in that kind of field of romance, that kind of field of writing for women, and I've read their books. So I didn't just talk to them, I read their books as well, to see who was full of shit, who wasn't full of shit, to see who was in it for the money, who was in it for the art, because that's important to me. Because if you're in it for the money and you're not in it for the art, your art sucks, but you probably made a good profit off of it, you know, and then you don't care that your art sucks, so you don't improve, so then you stop making money, and then you find the new hustle, you know. So it's good to know that, because then the things that the person teaches you isn't going to last. When you're in it for the art, however, the money's gonna come with it. That's like always. Like, it always comes with it. If you can escape your own bullshit, promote yourself, put it out there. No, I don't want you to just think that you can live off a dream, because you can't. You gotta bring the dream into permanence. You gotta bring the dream into reality, or else it's never going to exist. But you research how to do that. Other people have done what you want to do. It's rare that you found something that no one's done before. You might have found someone who's never done it from your neighborhood or from your family, or some weird egotistical rivalry shit that you got going on because you're unhealthy and you haven't resolved the issues in your own personal life yet. That's on you. That's your problem. That's not on me. I don't have to deal with that. But that exists for you. That's your problem. That's your issue. A normal person can just ask questions, and they can drop their ego. They could admit when they don't know something, and they seek out that knowledge. They seek out information, and they fill the gaps in their knowledge. You're going to have a very hard time in this industry specifically if you're not a reader. Because that quiet guy staring at you in the corner saying, fuck you guys, is saying fuck you guys because he's read your books. And you can see that you've never read anybody else in your genre. You've never read anybody else on the bestsellers. Like, you don't know what's marketable. You don't know what's selling. And you're just writing in a void, telling yourself you suck, telling yourself you're a bad writer, I see like all these weird, unhealthy, crazy people memes about writing that you like middle-aged white mothers keep like posting because you're not supposed to be writing and you're just bored. You want something else to do, like you're not meant to be doing this, so you're just spreading negativity and you're just spreading evil so other people don't do it because you're bad at it. That's not fair. You know, I want you to do this, and if you want to go to do this, whether you're a new author, whether you've been in it for 10 years, 20 years, I don't care how long you've been into it, you have to continue reading the work of other people. And that's not just a sense of fiction. So let's get to the nonfiction side while I have a few minutes left. If you're writing nonfiction, then the research is even more important to you. And hopefully, if you paid attention in school, you already know how to write nonfiction. So again, writing fiction is a lot harder than that. It's a lot harder to write. People don't want to read. People don't want to read your weird fairy tale like story or anything like that. Like, people read fiction. They want to read something cutting edge or new. They want to be a part of the next Harry Potter or the next Ender Games or the next Dune or something like that. You know, it's like people just keep making Batman comics and Batman comics and Batman comics and Flash comics. I don't know. Like, Superman and Batman have all these freaking comics, and all the heroes don't. Because it's marketable. When you write nonfiction, you have it a lot easier because you're going to be judged not based off of your entertainment value. Because if you write nonfiction, people are not coming to you because you're a good writer. They're just not. You might have a great journalistic sense and style of writing, but I've never read a nonfiction book and gone like, oh man, this guy's an incredible fucking writer. I've always just been like, wow, this guy sucks. Like, this guy like, thank you for the information, like compound effect. It's like, thank you for this information, thank you for this value. Thank you for what you did here, and thank you for the movement that you created with Compound Effect. But the writing sucks, and it's hard to get in the book if you know how to write. You know what the fuck you're doing. You're like Rich Dad Poor Dad. Love the book. I own the book. It's on my bookshelf. Great book. Robert Kiyosaki is a terrible fucking writer, and he admits it. And I think Dan Hardy admits it too. And I think the guy I just read Atomic Habits. No, that's about James Clear is a motherfucker. James Clear is a great writer. Like the whole formatting is like he practices blogging, which is like this just seemed like an extended blog, kind of like another book I read recently. I just read a book about how to market a book. You know, claim to be a great marketer, claim to be making all. I don't claim to be making all this money or nothing like that. I make money though. I make money off of it. I have potential to make a lot more off of it. I'm not a millionaire. I'm not $100,000. I don't make $10,000 a month. I don't. No. Not yet. Not yet. I'm getting there, but not yet. I don't do any of that. James Clear's the motherfucking truth, though. So I read a book, How to Market. Read Atomic Habits. You know, read books that are gonna help you do better at what you're doing, because you're constantly building your headspace. You're constantly building your mind to accomplish these things that you want to accomplish. So if your goal is how do I publish my first novel, it doesn't hurt you to read someone's first novel. Look up James Patterson's first book. Read it. Look up J.K. Rowling's first work if you can find it. I don't know if it exists. I don't know if Harry Potter was her first ever like published work or not, because I wasn't. I wasn't really into Harry Potter like that. I don't think I've ever read Harry Potter. Like legit. I think I started to read Harry Potter, and then I was like, damn, this sucks. Put it down. I'm so bored. I was so bored. So bored. I missed the wave. I feel like if I was like still a kid and I found Harry Potter, I would have been a lot more into it. But by the time I was like getting into reading, the movies already came out. And I wasn't going back. I know what it's like. I know the struggle. I know the issues. You're trying to sell books and people just want to see your movie. A lot of people won't buy your book until they see your movie. So now you gotta make a movie to sell the books. Research that, you know? I'm not trying to like make this all tangenty and just make jokes and jokes and jokes and jokes and all that kind of stuff. But like on the real, like you gotta be a student. You know, you can't just. This doesn't fall in your lap. It's not easy. You know, you even figure out using a headset versus. I think it's not just research. You gotta do a lot of experimentation as well. 25 minutes. I'm gonna cut this off. If I gotta cut myself in the middle of a sentence or some shit, it's just gonna bloop. But most of it's also experimentation. It's not just research. It's not just putting more because there's no use of first and foremost. It's not even first and foremost, but I guess the last off before it's all over. There's no use of having all this knowledge in your head, or having all these thoughts in your head, and having all this neurotic, self-masturbation over how shitty of an author, or how shitty of an artist, or how shitty of a person you are, if you're not actually going to take any tangible action to fix your situation. There's no point of speaking about it. There's no point of researching. There's no point of doing this if you're not actually going to apply any of the things that you're reading. And if you can't test theories, if you can't test ideas, if you can't experiment with different processes that people have, you're never gonna find your own style, because your own style doesn't exist in a void. Your own style exists with an observation of what other people are doing and going, you know what, I can do it this way. They do it this way, I do it this way. I can do it this way. And it's like, you have to learn the basics. You have to learn from the masters. You have to learn from the people that are already successful, and you're going to replicate that. If all you read, and I know people that do this, and they're very happy. So maybe the value, you can get very far and be very happy. I'm very happy. I'm very joyful. I met some really cool people in this industry. But I'm breaking off into a point where a lot of those cool people I met don't talk to me anymore, don't really fuck with me anymore, because I'm always working on a fucking project. I never get back to them in response. It's rare that I can always support the kind of shit that they're into, because I'm busy. So research is part of it, and a lot of people get stuck in research, but you have to also experiment and test to see what works for you. because just researching by itself isn't going to get you that far.